If you do not run your business and support your business for 6 months, you might exit, and you might get disappointed. Oh, I'm not getting that traction I had planned for.
So today we have with us Abdul Sami, who is the founder of a clothing brand called as Deen. And Deen is not just another clothing brand. They have a purpose. It's a clothing brand where, they are trying to spread one message that is getting closer to God. And their motivation behind building that brand is also to inspire everyone to understand that message and lead a life with contentment. So, Brother Abdul, could you give me a brief on what actually Deen is and what has been your story in building this brand?
Thank you, Sahil, for having me on your podcast, and I'm really grateful that you took out time to have a word with me about my brand. So, my name is Abdul Sami. I am the founder of Deen, a brand which is like a brainchild of mine, and I started planning for Deen almost a year ago when my spiritual journey started. So I had this dream of building something which was disruptive for the industry, specifically in Pakistani landscape. There was no specific brand which was working towards reviving Deen, the true essence of the Sunnah and Quran. So the intent behind this started when I initially when my spiritual journey started. So I think it's pure tawfiq of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and by following footsteps of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, I intended to make a brand specifically for the purpose of there are these times of fitna where people are finding different isms to feed themselves with. So considering the times of fitna, I came up with the idea that specifically for Gen Z, there should be something with which they can relate to. For example, some of my pieces have some bold messages. For example, the one piece goes like, every soul shall taste death. So I got a lot of dual sentiments. For example, there was one group which was like kind of offended by the fact that I'm using a Quranic verse. But on the contrary, there was a group of people who said that whatever you're doing is like pure reminder for us. So my intent to initiate the brand was like basically putting a reminder in the minds of Gen Z. So for example, any Gen Z person wears this outfit, let it be a reminder for himself or herself, or he can be a reminder carrier for others as well. So this was the pure intent behind starting this movement, and definitely there are some costs linked to it. So we are definitely keeping it charity driven as well. So we are donating 10% of earnings from each piece to private organization, some families, and eventually the hope is to take it on to the next level. So this is like the brief overview of what Deen is all about.
Interesting story. And I feel like lately, most of them who have been practicing Deen and want to build a brand around it has been doing it. Like it's been a year and a half that I've been seeing on Instagram, like a lot of brands that are coming up with a message and, understanding what actually people want right now. It's not the glitz and glamours anymore, and everyone wants to be heard. Everyone wants to be, felt like there's someone who can listen to them and can basically talk what they are feeling, right? That's what most people are connecting right now. Yeah, I feel like since it's a very niche, the niche itself is narrowed down to just Muslims. How are you coping up with getting reaching to a larger audience, or making sure that it's across everywhere? Like, how do you go about spreading your message in that case?
So considering I was running an advertising agency where we are the expert of providing digital marketing services to a lot of clients. We had like this big portfolio of retail and fashion in Pakistan. Like to name a few clients, I was managing one of the leading brand menswear, Republic's menswear. I was managing that. I was managing Suffused by Sana Yasir. So when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave me tawfiq, what I decided was solely for Allah Ta'ala ki khushi ke liye, what I decided, I let go of that business altogether. So I left everything, specifically the fashion vertical was shut down. I decided in June 2023 and I shut down in December. So we transitioned out completely from that category. So as of today, we are not managing any non-Sharia businesses, which comes under, fashion specifically, which is women oriented. So I have decided to exit from a thing which was my bread and butter while I was doing something else, while I was doing advertising. Why not? I have all of these case studies for these big brands, and we have done great numbers on their e-commerce platforms. Why can't I do it for myself? So I decided to launch the same thing, but with my own concept. I said, let's do it. So I had all of this knowledge, how to create a funnel, how to, gauge a lot of customers online, how to get that first customer. So I had all this knowledge because I had this like 20 plus portfolio of the clients for which I had done this already. So that helped me a lot from starting So we had this always, like our experience comes with this specific thing that we had been doing for most of the clients in our advertising agency, that if you want to be something, like if you want to be like a brand that you like when you're starting up, so work with the specific team, just brand ko aap role model bana. Let's say if you're making your role model as Louis Vuitton, so if the team of the Louis Vuitton, जो भी उसके ऊपर फोटो शूट्स कर रही है, जो भी मार्केटिंग कर रही है, आप उसी टीम के साथ काम करें, क्योंकि आपको जो आउटपुट चाहिए, क्योंकि फर्स्ट एंट्री पॉइंट कस्टमर का होता है फोटोशूट वीडियोस, वो कस्टमर का इंटरेक्शन पॉइंट होता है. तो हमारी इंटेंट ये थी कि हम भी उसी मॉडल को लेके चलें. तो मैंने मतलब कंसिडरिंग आई वाज टॉकिंग टू सम ऑफ द पीपल इन पाकिस्तान हु वर लॉन्चिंग देयर ब्रांड्स इन द सेम category. So a lot of people were scared that you're doing this campaign on such a big scale and you're spending a lot of money on it, considering that people usually don't do and go this way while they launch something like this. So I had this idea that जब मैं दिखाऊंगा तो बिकेगा ना, अगर मैं नहीं दिखाऊंगा तो लोगों तक नहीं मैसेज पहुंचेगा. So that was the always the pillar number one for us, that content should be the best of at par with the marketing trends. And then once we have the content in our hand and we had these videos, we had these photo shoot, and I did something experimental as well, which was not done with by a lot of the brands in Pakistan. So you had seen them on my page as well. So I did some experiment with that as well. So all of my marketing juices were like put into my own brand, and then sitting with my digital team and deciding how to go about it, how to create the funnel, how to get that first customer, considering our price point is comparatively higher than industry norms in Pakistan. So we were able to gauge a decent number of sales in initial days, and then eventually scaling it up to good numbers where we are like sold out with some of the sizes, and had gotten a really good response and had gauged almost 200,000 engagement on our Instagram in terms of reach, and the sale was dropping every day, alhamdulillah. And now we are transitioning into a different season for Pakistan, so hopefully we'll be able to gauge more. The one rule that we always give to our clients while I was doing digital marketing, and I'm still doing but different categories. So the rule is that whenever you are starting up, you should have enough funds to support your business for at least 6 months. Minimum 6 months के लिए आपके पास funds होने चाहिए कि आप अपने business को support कर सकें. और आप उस 6 months में आप expect ना करें कि I'll be getting something out of it. But you should be very focused that, okay, if I'm spending 1x, I should be getting 2x. मुझे मेरे जो पैसे मैंने खर्च किए मुझे वो वापस मिल जाए. So that should be your primary intent. So the rule that we always suggest to ourselves and our clients as well that, for example, if you have an X amount inventory, let's say the inventory value is at 1 crore Pakistani rupees. So you should invest at least 25% over and above on your Facebook and Instagram ads. So that was the best rule we have always done. So considering that, for example, if you have inventory of 1 crore रुपए की inventory आपकी है, so आपको 25 लाख रुपया खर्च करना है to sell that inventory out. So ये हमारा हमेशा rule of thumb रहा है. And we have seen that traction coming in. So this budget is like a room for you to experiment with the digital marketing objectives. And once you have this, out of this budget, you have 5% learning budget. Try and test your funnel. And once you have that first group of people converting to you, and then you inject further amount. So this was always the rule for us, and we have always seen great results while applying this rule. And this rule should be kept for at least 6 months, that in each drop or each collection that you should be injecting at least 25% of the amount over and above of your inventory value. So that helped us a lot.
Lovely. And may I know which other channels that you're betting high on?
So we are betting high on Instagram primarily, and then Facebook a little bit, because that's primarily not for niche businesses. So Instagram is for niche businesses. And then eventually for the next upcoming drops, we will be expanding into TikTok as well, and then eventually exploring Google as well. So we are, going step by step. So let's say we become a primary brand of Instagram. Once we are registered amongst the audience, amongst the people over there, then we'll activate other platforms. So for me, channels and digital marketing is like a cockpit. Each button that you turn on costs you a lot of money. So we always face a lot of challenges while explaining it to our clients as well. So they go like, we have X amount of budget, you do something. I'm like, okay, we'll do something, but what do you want? Do Google, do Facebook, do Instagram, do Snapchat, do everything. I'm like, the amount of budget you're putting is not even enough for Facebook and Instagram. You're telling us to do everything. So we understand that practice by doing it with a lot of clients. So we decided that we'll take it slow. Let's establish our Instagram and Meta ecosystem first.
Do you feel Instagram is also pushing content that are the content when the sheets are there? You feel Instagram is pushing that content these days? Because I feel like a lot of athletes also, like even they are shifting from creating content which has music to using the sheets. Most of the athletes that I keep a tab on Instagram, they are doing that. And the reach they are having is just insane. So... Have you noticed such type of pattern on Instagram?
So Instagram and Meta, or be it any other platform, is actually their algorithm is you. So whatever you are is the algorithm. So algorithm is very intuitive when it comes towards whatever you are interacting with. If you're interacting with X, it will show you X. If you are interacting with Y, it will show you Y. So it's all your interaction, it's all your discovery that you see in Meta ecosystem, or you see it outside Meta ecosystem as well, because we all know that we have allowed we have given some permissions to these apps so they can access our private data, private information, or whatever we are doing on internet. They can, link that with the algorithm. For example, if I am saying perfume right now, I will be start seeing perfume ads after a while. So the algorithm is like very much synced with whatever you are thinking, or whatever you are planning to see, or whatever you are going to interact with. So if you see as of now what's happening in the industry, yes, I think maybe people behind the curtains are working towards reviving Deen in a way where these platforms have become a cause of fitna. So they have maybe some people are working behind the curtains to bring that force back in terms of the sheets to be preferred in terms of music instead of music. So yes, we see a lot of them. I see a lot of them because I interact with a lot of them. I interact with Quranic verses. I interact with Hadith. I interact with athletes. So yes, they are increasing, but the moment I start interacting with something else, I will start seeing that. So the point goes back to the algorithm is you. Whatever you are interacting with, it will show you that.
Okay. So when it comes to acquiring few customers in the initial stage, right? You are not known to everyone, but just getting started. What were some that you used?
So what was the sum of
Hacks that to acquire initial customers. Was it like when you went out on Instagram, you started with Facebook ads itself, or did you do like a groundwork of, collaborating with influencers, sending out freebies to few people and all of that? How did you, what was the basic go-to marketing strategy?
So so as I told you, we had done this exercise with the previous clients already, so we had this knowledge of how to go about it. So it's always the top of the funnel. The better you build it, the better the middle is, the better the bottom is. So when I started, when I was in the final phases of production for my brand, and I still had to plan the photo shoot, I had gotten this creative built by my team, which was just a simple 3D rotation of my tagline. So I think I almost 25 days prior to my actual release of the first content piece, I had put that up on the promotions. So that gauged the top of the funnel. People were intrigued. People were finding out, oh, what is this? This creative is very nice. People were messaging me, oh, finally, an Islamic brand is coming up. So the top of the funnel matters a lot. And you have to start that like way before you have to drop that first piece of content. And it goes for both brands, even the brand which is successful currently, if they are bringing new campaign, it goes for the brand which is starting up. So the challenge we face in our industry that people sometimes, they go like, oh, tomorrow is my collection launch. I'm giving you the content today. Please put it up and get me sales. So that's always challenging for us. And we tell them at least give us some 2 weeks time to create that top of the funnel. So I think the top of the funnel matters a lot when you have to get that first conversion eventually when you put up your production or your product live. So, and eventually, when you have that engagement on your DMs, on your Instagram, on your Facebook, you have this growth trajectory going on. You have good numbers dropping in. And when you see the right time, when you have announced that date, that on this day I will launch, the people are already waiting, कि इतनी एक चीज़ आएगी तो हम ले लेंगे. So I think that's the best key for everything that everybody that they should be working on top of the funnel and they should be learning in that time कि ये जो मुझे DMs आ रहे हैं, जो मुझे वेबसाइट पे क्लिक्स आ रहे हैं, क्या ये सही ऑडियंस है? ये जो साइनअप्स आ रहे हैं वेटिंग लिस्ट के अंदर, क्या ये सही ऑडियंस है या नहीं? ये फॉलोअर्स की कैटेगरी क्या है? मतलब फॉलोअर्स अच्छे आ रहे हैं कि नहीं आ रहे हैं? या मतलब एक रिक्शे वाला तो मुझे फॉलो करें, ब्रांड में बेच रहा हूँ 10,000 रुपीज़ का पाकिस्तानी और रिक्शे वाला मुझे फॉलो करो, वो तो अफोर्ड भी नहीं कर सकता. तो यू नीड टू कीप एन आई एंड मॉडरेट very frequently. And then eventually, once you are done with that top of the funnel, you should activate the middle of the funnel and bottom of the funnel as soon as possible with the support of video ads, with the support of carousels, so that people, when they know that this thing has launched, let's start converting, let's start interacting with the website. So you have that further narrowing of the audiences in terms of actual buyers कौन है, freeloaders कौन है, drop pitch किनकी है. And then when you have that bottom of the funnel conversion, let's say वो 1% or less than 1% होती है, you work on that. So we did that and we were able to get that 2x, alhamdulillah. And so I think ये है. और जहाँ तक बात आती है कि third party avenues जैसे influencer marketing है, yes, we did that and we are still doing that, considering that helps you, give that spike to your engagement where the peers of that specific influencer find out as well that something has launched. So we were very, very tricky in terms of being a Sharia compliant business. We had to work with most of the male influencers specifically, and even for female influencers, we had to choose the ones which were somewhat Sharia compliant. So that will be the challenge always, because these are the principles. So yes, we did some influencer marketing as well. So we picked picked like specific segments. We picked somebody who's like good narrator, orator, and we picked somebody who is a gym enthusiast, and we picked somebody who's a celebrity, and we picked somebody who is a model. So we mixed up different walks of life, and we got good conversion on those specific ads. For example, so one of the model created a video for us, just like he's roaming around and he's wearing our hoodie.
So this 3D videos and stuff are also working, right? Because I've been noticing like brands like ASRV and stuff, they did their BFCM campaign with their promotions with 3D videos. That's it. Like, there were no photo shoots and so on, but the kind of engagement they had and, the reshares they had was insane. Like I've been noticing this lately. And when I looked into your profile as well, you've been using that. Very cool. Yeah.
So I think this falls under Web 3.0 and people will eventually be shifting towards AI and these kinds of 3D models for their fashion campaigns. And they are already doing it. And like if you name any big brands, they are doing it already. One of the successful brand of Pakistan, Rasta, had been doing it for a while. Yeah, this will blow up, considering the solution of Blender is very intuitive, and you're seeing a lot of indie 3D visualizers coming out nowadays. So I think it's good for them as well that they are getting opportunities, and the tool itself is very intuitive, and it has like predefined templates. You want to go and you can plug and play and use that content piece for your marketing. So I think yes, it's a very powerful, high impact content that people want to for a while pause. Oh, what is this? And see, because I met my friend the other day when he hadn't known that I launched this brand. He was like, I saw this 3D clip of a humanless hoodie walking. I was like amazed. Who is this? And then I connected. Oh, you told me was that you had to launch a brand, and I was like, okay, Waki, you have done something which was not done in the industry before. So yeah, you will see a lot of this coming up, and it's already happening, and it will blow up at a point where most of the leading brand will be using this kind of content pieces plus AI as well. So AI is leading as well. Where you can, give some commands. There are startups which has reached out to me that can we work with your brand? We are AI generation software for photo shoot. So I'm planning to do that as well because अगर आप technology के साथ नहीं चलेंगे तो technology आपसे निकल जाएगी आगे. So I need to do that. So I think this will help a lot of businesses to do well in their marketing campaigns.
Lovely insights. Yeah. What is that one advice you would give to any entrepreneur who is starting a new brand in 2024?
एक एडवाइस जो एक एंटरप्रेन्योर को देंगे, सबसे पहले तो जो एडवाइस मुझे खुद से मिली और तौफीक अल्लाह ताला से जब मिली कि योर रिस्क इज प्रीडेस्टिन्ड. योर रिस्क has been written the day you were born, the day the angel came and blew the soul into your mom's womb. So your risk was written. So my advice to that specific entrepreneur or any person hearing this, that if you're striving towards getting a risk through the means which are not going to help you, secure your akhirah, then you should definitely reflect upon it, because your risk, Allah Ta'ala ने फरमा दिया कि that तुम जो मर्जी करो, रिस्क की जिम्मेदारी मैंने ले ली है. सो अगर रिस्क की जिम्मेदारी उसने ले ली और हम रिस्क के मीन्स ढूंढने के लिए हम ऐसे कामों में निकल जाते हैं जहाँ पे वी डोंट इवन नो कि इफ इट्स शरिया कंप्लायंट, इट्स हलाल और हराम. सो रिस्क आपने अगर फाइंड करना तो प्लीज़ अपने फाउंडेशन प्रिंसिपल ले ये करें कि हम रिस्क को ना शरिया प्रोसेस से फाइंड करेंगे. जो हमारे प्रॉफिट सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम ने बताया हमें, जो हमें अल्लाह ताला ने अहकामात बताए कुरान में, हमें उसके मुताबिक डेफिनेटली अपना रिस्क ढूंढना चाहिए. सो पहली एडवाइस तो ये होगी कि अपने रिस्क को पायस करें और उसकी क्लेंजिंग करें. दूसरी ये है कि इफ यू आर स्टार्टिंग अप, एज आई सेड अर्लियर, यू शुड हैव either you should have a sweat. In my case, I had sweat plus investment as well. considering the marketing was my own. So that was sweat, but I had funding as well in my pocket. So you should have that support for yourself for at least 6 months to keep your business running. If you do not run your business and support your business for 6 months, you might exit, and you might get disappointed. Oh, I'm not getting that traction I had planned for. सो जो भी आपने शुरू करना है उसके लिए 6 मंथ्स के लिए अपने आप को प्लान रखें हर तरह से, कि अगर मेरे पास मार्केटिंग है, मेरे पास फोटोशूट के लिए फंडिंग है, मेरे पास प्रोडक्शन के लिए फंडिंग है, फिर मैं इसकी इनिशिएशन करता हूँ. बिकॉज दूर से तो लगता है कि एक अपैरल ब्रांड शुरू करना बहुत ईजी है, लेकिन जब आप जाते हो, घुसते हो अंदर, देखते हो, एक्सप्लोर करते हो, तो डिसेंट यानी कि आपके पैसे डेली बेसिस पे बहुत ज़्यादा निकल रहे होते हैं. यूर थिंकिंग अभी तो मैंने कल पेमेंट की थी और आज फिर पेमेंट आ गई है. सो इवन सेम गोज फॉर ऑनलाइन एड्स एज वेल, कि अभी तो मैंने कल शॉपिफाई के पैसे पे किए थे, अब दोबारा आ गए. सो यू नीड टू प्लान वेल, बिकॉज शॉपिफाई ने भी आपके पैसे लेके जाने हैं, आपके मेटा ने भी पैसे लेके जाने हैं, आपकी प्रोडक्शन ने भी पैसे लेके जाने हैं, एंड देन देयर आर पैकेजिंग एंड अदर थिंग्स एज वेल. So plan well in terms of your numbers. If you do not plan well in terms of numbers, in terms of your costing, then you might suffer कि आगे जाके आप पता नहीं चलेगा. So second is this. Thirdly, work with the team that you think is going to uplift your brand. If you're working with any Tom, Dick, and Harry, they might mess up with your dream, mess up with your vision. So work with a team which you think is going to, take the same kind of pain, take the same kind of vision that you told them, and then transform into a final product, which is the content piece which people will see. So that's very important. And I think उसके अलावा एक बेसलाइन यही है कि strive hard, because अगर आप strive करेंगे, क्योंकि ऐसा नहीं हो सकता that I launch my product one day and I sit down and I go like खुद ही conversion आ जाएगी. So plan at least 2-3 drops altogether, and then because we have seen these cases previously as well, that there comes a person who has the first drop and it never sold out. It never sell like less than 100,000 PKR. So when he dropped the second collection and third collection, the first one sold out as well. So you have to, on e-commerce, people want to see new things every other day. So you have to keep on bringing something new, because that might sell the old ones out. आपकी जो e-commerce प्रोडक्ट आ गई है वो कभी भी आपको नुकसान नहीं दे सकती. इस सीजन में नहीं बिकी तो अगले सीजन बिक जाएगी, अगले सीजन में बिकी नहीं, उससे अगले सीजन में बिक जाएगी. So keep on, bringing something new, because e-commerce ka business is never ending. You have to keep showing people something new. So that's the final and the last thing I would want every entrepreneur to think about while they're launching.
Thank you so much, Abdul, for giving these advice. I'm sure like people who are listening to this will find these advices like gold nuggets.